Hello there everyone, we are seeing a very big warning in the chart right now, but before we come back to the chart, let me show you so many news that are coming out right now and so many things that the market is currently trying to price in, and this is absolutely crazy. Watch this video from the beginning and until the end if you want to position yourself correctly for the short-term perspective as well as the long-term perspective. This is a very big update because I got some new data right now, so I want to give you an update as to what I'm expecting, what I'm going to be trading, and where I'm going to be putting my money to work. So before we come back to the chart, I'm going to show you something that worries me a bit. Let's move on to the news. Let's just start with this right here for all the degenerates and Karens who were commenting under my Binance video saying that, oh, Thomas, right now, actually, ex-Binance CEO CZ asks the judge to let him leave the United States. All of those of you who said, oh, he's not in US, you dummies need to do some more research. But anyway, he is in US and he was appearing before the court, and because they actually want him to stay in the United States before the sentencing for money laundering. And yes, CZ could be going to jail for up to 18 months, depending on the judge and what they do, because this is what his plea deal, this is what actually includes, that he will not appeal the conviction. He has no right to appeal the conviction if he's sentenced to maximum of 18 months in jail. Could it be that he's not going to? It's possible, but it's also possible for him to actually go to jail. And and also his charges that he's facing actually could actually get him up to 10 years in prison. So, but certainly this is probably not what's going to happen. But anyway, what we are saying right now is that by today, 27th, the Judge Jones is expected to rule on CZ's request by Monday, so basically by today, whether he is going to, because he actually posted the bail, but they're still not letting him leave. So, and then she's going to decide today whether he is allowed to leave back to Dubai, to us, to crypto people here in Dubai. But he's still in US, and he did appear in the court, and his sentencing is scheduled for, I think, next year, sometime in next year. So this story of this guy going to jail or not going to jail is not over yet. And so for all the Karens who don't know anything and they just like to comment under the video. So now let's move on to this, which is an interesting coincidence. That previous bull market, this is an old tweet, this is from 2020 literally, but as you might remember, Bitmex and Arthur Hayes, and he had a very similar situation. He actually received a 2-year probation for what he was doing in Bitmex, but as soon as Bitmex was basically, he was removed from Bitmex, this is when bull market has started. So then the big question is the Binance situation, some big powers actually removing CZ from the play and removing the power basically out of his hands for at least next few years and possibly even putting him in jail for a short period of time, which is not guaranteed but possible. It's eerily similar. But the good thing about this is that, again, I would really hate to see CZ go to jail, and it really sucks for anyone to go to jail, to be honest. But overall, if this is going to be the case, and it was a power play to remove CZ and put somebody else in there and actually have more control over, maybe from BlackRock or whatever, and if it's going to play out just like it did previously in basically in 2020, and we actually went into the bull market. So Bitmex situation was when Bitcoin was around 10K, and then it just skyrocketed to the next all-time high. So then the question is, are we actually sitting at the same type of formation right now or not? Now, before we discuss this and other stuff that is incredibly important, I'm going to show you what I'm expecting from the price and what is actually going to happen in my opinion, and because of which a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. Then here is the juice. And before I give you the juice, you need an exchange where you can actually trust, where you can actually place trades, and where you can actually trade together with me and my community. And with my exclusive link down in the description of this video, secret between us, just between us, you can claim up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses. There are deposit requirements. Everything is on this website right here. So you need to use my link down in the description of this video to Bybit or to BitGet. The benefit of BitGet is that they don't require KYC in select countries still, but every single exchange will do a KYC. So you got to get used to it. You need to learn how to do the KYC. So yeah, anyway, and you can claim up to 30K if you use my link to Bybit, and up to 8K if you use my link to BitGet. And also, this grants you access. You can actually take a look other bonuses here if you use my link. This is to die for, to be honest, for any trader out there. And if you use my link, also you get access, lifetime free access to my crypto signals community, which there is a link to down in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment. And you need to go to the VIP signal section in Discord and just put in your Bybit or BitGet UID that you got in the account that you opened using my link. Once again, very simple. All the instructions are in there, and you can actually see what we trade, how we trade it professionally with liquidity and smart money and this and that. It's a very cool place. It's free if you have an active trading Bybit or BitGet account and you've used my links to sign up. So anyway, let's keep going. Next interesting news before I give you the roundup and what I'm expecting for the week to come is this right here. This is a new president of Argentina, and actually under his presidency, he actually points out that Argentina, people in Argentina can simply use whatever money they want, including Bitcoin and Tether and USDT, which are massively popular in the country. So this basically, this concept would serve Bitcoin just as well as making it legal tender. So Argentina is possibly following the steps of what? Exactly, of El Salvador. And Argentina is huge. It has a lot of people. So therefore, we're saying this president step in and actually do this kind of an announcement of being super pro Bitcoin and people having the right to use whatever the really true real money, which is Bitcoin. And it is beautiful. And I think that this is what leads me into the next topic, which I want to discuss with you guys. And that is this right here. A lot of people are starting to go absolutely crazy about targets right now. And in 2017, as he says right here, it took 9 months for Bitcoin to go from $1,000 to $20,000. And the block subsidy was 12.5. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to bore you to death with all the details. But so in 2017, took about 9 months to go from 1K to 20K, which is 20x. And then right now, from 50K to 1 million is also 20x. So a lot of people are starting to argue, saying that, you know, even in this cycle, $1 million per Bitcoin is possible. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, it is crazy talk. But in reality, it's not crazy talk. It's just numbers. It's just math. So why could it do 1K to 20K at 20x? And why cannot it do 50K to a million, considering the following? So again, this is just math, and here is proof. So right now, what is very important to understand is this right here. If you look at the history, like since 2019 or whatever, since the previous bull market, we've never seen such a low number of Bitcoin on exchanges in the open access. There are people struggling to fulfill big orders because people are simply not selling their Bitcoin. And the reserves on exchanges are extremely low. Which means what? That's right. When there is a small shock, when there is a small imbalance, it is easy for the price to actually pump, well, of course, or dump. So it is easy for the price to move. But considering this, it is extremely easy for the price to pump. Because if there is not that many coins on the exchanges and there are people and institutions and BlackRock, SmackRocks and whatever, and they all want to buy Bitcoin, and you guys who are saying, oh, Bitcoin is garbage, and then when Bitcoin is going to be at 100K, you're going to be running like crazy to buy Bitcoin, as usual, just as usual. So therefore, it creates a huge supply and demand shock. And besides this, what do we have in 2024? That's right, Bitcoin Trifecta Quadfecta. We have Bitcoin Spot ETF coming, and I think it's going to come much sooner than second quarter of 2024, but that's up, it's debatable. Then also, we see Bitcoin halving, which is also adding to the supply shock. Then also, we have Fed pivot. They're going to pivot sooner or later in 2024. So, and considering how many Bitcoin there are on exchanges, like almost record amounts of record lows on exchanges, this is what is going to create what exactly? FOMO. Imagine huge institutions, floodgates to trillions of dollars opening to Bitcoin into the moment, plus the ETF itself, that's what I'm talking about. Then halving, Fed pivot, and then we are saying maybe some banking collapses. And all of these things need Bitcoin. And then we are saying that the balance on the exchanges is so extremely low, which is going to only contribute to more FOMO. So, because people are like, holy shit, people are going to start realizing this. And this is also, we're going to come to the chart in just a second, this is also a big reason why Bitcoin is holding up so well around 38, 37,000. Because people are starting to understand this slowly, very deep people, not too many people. There are still people who are like, whatever. But Once this starts to kick in, once we go, once the ETF comes in, we pump a bit, then it comes down. We're going to get to the chart in just a second because, this ETF hangover, people are going to be shorting as usual. And then this is when the moves are going to begin. So therefore, something like this, no, not this one. So something like this, $1 million in the next, okay, some people are saying within a couple of days, it's impossible. But considering the amount of liquidity coming in and all the elements we're going to be seeing $1 million by, for example, the end of 2025, theoretically, if we see a lot of influxes from institutionals, which is what we need to understand, and it's going to add to the FOMO, and then add to more FOMO if Bitcoin goes past 200,000, 300,000. This is going to be when some parabolic God candles of unprecedented proportions could actually start happening. So again, it's all theory, but if we bring it back to the chart, I'm going to show you what I'm a bit worried about short term and what I think is going to happen a bit more long term. So short term, what worries me is this right here, that we actually, because remember, we had two supports, this white support and then also this blue support, which has been just simply our wedge inside, and all these technicalities. Again, if you want to see all of our trades, link to my community down in the description of this video. It says VIP Crypto Signals. This is 40,000 traders in there, and this is where we post all of our trades, smallest ones, bigger ones, whatever. So, and for now, we actually, we were hoping to see a breakout to the upside, but we tried it here, but we got rejected. The volume wasn't that big. So, and now we actually lost this blue support, so which is basically we got pushed up and then we fought it again and then we lost it, kind of retested and then just fell below, confirming this kind of a structure. So which puts the target currently, let's go to the 4 hour, the target currently, just technical one, could be around $36,000, which is what, guys, I honestly want to see this, because if we look at long trades, there is so many long trades right now, it's crazy. There is almost no short trades. Everybody's longing. And when everybody's longing, market makers do what? That's right. They kick people out, because market makers and institutionals don't want you making money. And for the most part, it's not always the case, but for the most part, there is a bigger probability of a shakeout and then actually the move to the upside, the continuation, than the endless continuation to the upside. But here is just one but. Because do I want to long Bitcoin? Yes, I'm having a huge spot holding. Do I want to long it now from here, from 37,000 with futures contracts, with leverage? The answer is not really. I really want to see a correction. And now this brings me to the update of what I'm expecting. So certainly, as I told you before, if we break below, somewhere around the vicinity 35, 34, 33, I start building my long trade with the hope of continuation to the upside. But if we see the reason why we are so strong and we are not correcting is because of these things that I've mentioned, that there are still some strong hands that are supporting the price right now. And unless we see a huge, liquidation to this downside, which makes very good sense, what we could see instead is the ETF approval. And if we see an ETF approval, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be a God candle to the upside. How high it's going to go is very difficult to predict. However, after which, we definitely are going to see a correction. In my opinion, we could see a huge God candle to, let's say, $42,000 at an instant, within maybe one day, maybe even less, maybe even a few hours. But then this is where the market is going to understand that all of this is beautiful and FOMO is going to be there, but it's going to happen when? That's right. 2024, April 2024, third quarter of 2024. So it's going to take time for this to happen, especially for institutional capital to really start flowing in, to really give the support to the price besides the actual narrative and theory, but actual liquidity support is going to take the market quite a bit of time. So therefore, all this hopium is going to be out of the way, all this fireworks and shenanigans, and that's when we're going to actually see the actual correction, which might be up to the same region, maybe a bit lower, and this is where it's going to make perfect sense to actually build a long trade. And this is what I really want to do. So this is the update. So these are the two scenarios. Shorting Bitcoin, I've tried doing that once, and this was my only losing trade on YouTube this year. So I'm going to try to stay away from it. If it's going to be correcting, I will simply find a better place to actually building a long trade. And I'm going to inform you guys as soon as I'm going to start building the long trade. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and certainly check out this quick video as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. And remember, about all the bonuses on the exchanges, on strong, good exchanges, down in the description of this video. Create an account right now, get it into our community, claim all the bonuses, and get ready to make some money, because the next months and years will be very exciting, and we're gonna make a lot of money together. So peace and love. I'm Scrawler. Stay smart, stay very rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.